Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Online Ranked Duels. It's been a while since I've done an episode of these, but I am still in the background working on trying to get better at the game and learning new types of decks. This week and for the next couple of episodes, I'm going to be focusing on a synchro style deck. A synchro style deck focuses mostly on special summoning synchro monsters, and this is the type of deck which I kind of missed out on when I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! A couple of years ago. It was, synchro decks were quite popular at the time, XYs were just coming into play, but I never really played them myself. I always used, well, let's talk about what a synchro deck is. A synchro deck really just focuses on summoning different types of monsters from your extra deck, using tuning monsters and monsters which are good fodder for so. I did use synchro monsters, but I never used it in a way which just completely focused on the synchro deck. So let me show you what I'm kind of working with today. Today I'm playing a variant of Tengu plants. It uses a lot of plant monsters which are great tuner monsters and have lots of revival effects, along with cards like Reborn Tengu which are excellent cards for using for synchro summoning. And this is why. So I have Glow Up Bulb on the field plus Reborn Tengu on the field, thanks to Soul Charge and dumping into the graveyard. And now I managed to synchro summon TG Hyper Librarian. TG Hyper Librarian is a really good synchro monster. It is 2400, 1800 attack for a level 5 monster, which is fairly standard. But what's great about it is every time you do a synchro summon, you get to draw a card. Furthermore, you get cards like Reborn Tengu. Reborn Tengu is a really cool card in that anytime it is removed from the field, you can special summon another copy of it from your deck. So he's kind of a free card for a synchro summon. And Glow Up Bulb also has an effect where you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard in order to special summon it from the graveyard once per duel. So both two really good cards for using for synchro summons. And now that I've got two of them on the field again, I'm going to synchro summon another level 5 monster, and that's going to be Samsara, Dragon of Rebirth. Unfortunately, I don't really have all the best synchro monsters in this game. A card such as Alley of Justice Catastor might have been better, or Armades may have been a much better level 5 monster. But the best I have at the moment is Samsara, which is an okay monster, if a little bit more defensive than I like it to be. Thanks to my synchro summon, TG Hyper Librarian lets me draw one more card, and then I get one more Reborn Tengu on the field, the last copy in my deck. I drew into Upstart Goblin, which is going to allow me to draw one card by giving my opponent 1,000 life points, and that let me grab Max C, which is a nice thing to grab on your first turn, so it's kind of lucky that I got that. Sit down right easy to this, ending my turn, and now I'm going to pass over to Porknaiser. Porknaiser, by the way, is someone who's said that he's a fan of my videos and asked me to do a duel, and I said sure, why not? And I thought it was pretty good, so I decided to make a video out of the duels which we did. This is the first out of 4 duels which we had with each other, 4 games which we had each other. This first one was just us going head to head, and then he asked me to play a match later on. And so later on in the week, you're going to be seeing some footage from our match as well. So, Porknaiser is playing a scrap deck. I've never really played against a scrap deck. That with the fact that I am playing a brand new type of deck to myself, is going to be a little bit interesting because I'm going to have to read the cards and so on. But scrap decks are all about synchro monsters too. And they all revolve around this gimmick of destroying themselves or destroying scrap cards on the field in order to gain a certain effect. But I'm sure you'll get to see that a little bit more. So Scrap Chimera, it doesn't do anything when it's normal summon like this, but it does have other benefits a little bit later on, which you'll see. My opponent is now playing Scrap Breaker, which is basically a Cyber Dragon for the Scrap archetype. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you've got to destroy one Scrap card on your field. So now they're going to destroy Scrap Chimera, and Scrap Chimera, when it is destroyed on the field, is going to get an effect, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna have to read it in a second, but yeah, Scrap Breaker is gonna destroy Scrap Chimera, and that's gonna go to the graveyard. And let's see, does anything activate off of that? I don't know or remember quite that. No, it doesn't activate anything, but what does work is Scrap Orpheros. Now, Scrap Orpheros is a card where when you normal summon it from your hand to the graveyard, oh no, you can only special summon it when you're controlling the face-up Scrap monster. When it's special summoned, you have to destroy one card, and you have to choose one card and destroy it. And for some reason he chose to destroy itself. I'm not really quite sure why he did that. Oh, he chose to destroy itself because When that card is destroyed, he gets to add one card from his graveyard back to his hand, and so he chooses to scrap Chimera. Not really quite sure why he did it in that order, or why he chose to go through all that effort. Maybe he misplayed somehow, not quite sure, but that's fine. Probably shows that he's learning as much as I am. So Scrapbreaker is going to destroy Reborn Tengu. That's going to go through quite cleanly, and Reborn Tengu is going to get sent to the graveyard. I'm going to lose 400 damage, and Reborn Tengu will try to activate, but there are no more Reborn cards in my deck. Unfortunately, I don't have many cards which can recycle it back into the deck to abuse it, so not really going to be able to use it too much here. However, I still have 2 cards on the field, so it's not too bad. Plus Vanity's Emptiness if I think my opponent's going to special summon into something, which should help me stun them a little bit. So, attacks still go through. Opponent's thinking, does he get an effect when he destroys? I don't know what he was shuffling his deck for. Okay, so ending the battle phase. Now we're going to go into main phase 2, and now it's back over to me for my turn. Learning decks like this is a little bit unfamiliar. There's a lot that I still need to kind of get used to with a synchro deck, such as what plays are you working towards, what best combos of monsters do you want to have on the field, and there are a variety of cards in here, including cards like Stardust Dragon, and Quasar Shooting Dragon, and Stardust Shooting Dragon. Those things are in there, but they're not the easiest things to bring out, and if you can get them out, they can be really strong, but you're going to be able to get them out in the first place. Try to attack Scrapbreaker with TG Hyper Librarian, but ran right into Dimensional Prison, which is going to be a little bit sad because I'm not going to be able to abuse Hyper Librarian anymore. But that's okay. I still got Samsara on the field, which may be able to help out later on. And now I'm going to end my turn. But yeah, synchro decks still can be kind of useful in my opinion. I tried using one on Death Pro as well, and they seem to be still fairly usable. Not as popular as XE decks, but synchro decks still are not too bad. They got some really good monsters in there. The only thing I find with synchro decks is that they don't have as good as a toolbox as say an XE deck does, because a lot of their monsters do have particular effects, but they, you know, it's not so much such as a deck where you can just go for any monster that will be fitting in any situation, whereas a rank 4 toolbox or a rank 8 toolbox is really good for that. Now we've time faded it forward a little bit because the duel was coming back to a bit of a slow pace there. There was a lot of stalling, a lot of us just drawing cards and placing cards on the field, and so now we're in this situation where my opponent has 3 monsters on this field, including Scrap Golem, which allows him to select one level 4 or lower scrap monster from his graveyard and special summon to the field. In response to that, I'm going to play Maxi, which is going to let me draw a card every time my opponent special summons. And yeah, so we had to skip forward because it was just a little bit slow and there was nothing really to talk over there. Okay, so my opponent brings back Scrap Orthros, and he's got a variety of monsters on the field. Maxi's going to let me draw into Mathematician, which is not too bad. Having a handful of monsters is quite nice in a synchro deck. Although you've just got to be able to summon them and special summon them in the best way possible. And now my opponent is going to do a summon of his own. He's going to send Scrap Golem and Orpheros to the graveyard to bring out Scrap Twin Dragon, a level 9 dragon type monster. Scrap Twin Dragon is the MVP of a scrap deck, it seems. It seems like a really, really good card, and it's going to show off what his effect is in a second there. I would love to be able to respond to that and stop it, but I won't be able to. And Scrap Twin Dragon's effect is that you can select one card on your field and destroy it to return 2 cards on your opponent's field to their hand. So he's going to be able to get rid of things like Samsara quite easily now with that effect, and I haven't got anything on the field to stop it, unfortunately. So bye bye goes his face down card, which is MST, and Vanity's Emptiness, and Samsara goes back to my hand. Of course, Samsara is an extra deck monster, so he goes back to the extra deck, and therefore you're not going to be able to really make use of that. So Scrap Golem is now going to be normal tribute summon again, and he's going to be able to special summon another level 4 lower monster from his graveyard, and probably go into a synchro summon again. Probably wondering why I didn't use Vanity's Emptiness. I think I didn't use Vanity's Emptiness at this point because I wanted my opponent to start doing something. The deadlock was kind of a little bit, none of us can really make any plays. It really makes me question how effective Vanity's Emptiness is in a synchro deck like this. It's good, but modern cards such as Solemn Strike may be even better than something like VE. But yeah, we don't unfortunately have things like Solemn Strike in Legacy of the Duelist. So Scrap Golem did activate. Let's see if my opponent's going to be able to summon anything out. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. He's doing a little bit of thinking. He brings back Orthros, which is his tuner monster. He may be able to synchro summon into another version of Scrap Dragon. Fortunately, I managed to draw into another card thanks to Maxi. Maxi's giving me tons of advantage in this turn, so it's really nice to see that. And Snatch Steal, fortunately, is going to help me out a little bit quite later on down the line. Let's see what he does now. Decides to end his main phase. He's probably going to try and OTK me, which he can very much easily do. So I'm going to play MST and destroy his card because I want my field to be cleared in order for this next play to work. So I'm going to destroy one of his face down cards, and that was, I have no idea what that was. It was Scrap Storm. Target one scrap monster you control, send one scrap monster from your deck to the graveyard or something like that, and I have no idea what it was. My opponent now attacks directly with 3000 attacking Scrap Dragon, but fortunately I have Gauls, Emissary of the Emissary of Darkness in my hand, which when you control no cards, you can, and you take battle damage or take damage of any sort, you can special summon it from your hand to the field, and if you take battle damage, you can summon a token which has attack equal to the amount of damage you took. So now I have two level summon monsters on the field, one which is 2700 attack and another which is 3000 attack. Gauls is a really cool monster to have in cards, decks which don't run a lot of backfield or back row cards, so that's really useful there. But my opponent decides that he doesn't want me to keep Gauls on the field, so he's going to summon another version of Scrap Twin Dragon, and that's going to do its magic in order to get rid of my entire field. I'm going to have to be kind of careful. If I'm not too careful here, my opponent should be able to swing for game quite easily. He's going to destroy one of his scrap monsters, Scrap Breaker, and he's going to send them both back to the hand. So I have a field that's just wide open. Unfortunately, he can't attack anymore in this turn, so otherwise I easily would have died this turn. So Gauls, fairly useful if you can afford to take the damage. Of course, if you can't, then he's a lot less useful. Okay, so now it's my opponent's turn here. I've got to be careful here. I am a little bit frightened about his back row and what he may have face down in the field. If he negates one good summon, then it could be game over for me. But we'll see what he tries to do. If he responds to anything at all. First, I'm going to go for Snatch Steal. If I can take this Scrap Twin Dragon, it'll be really useful for myself. And it is successful. It looks like he doesn't have MST on the field, which is what I was really afraid of. Now, immediately before anything else happens, I'm going to use Scrap Twin Dragon's effect, which is going to destroy one card on my field and send two of his back to his hand. I'm going to send back one of his Scrap Twin Dragons, destroying the other one, send that to the graveyard, and send one of his back row cards. And now I'm a little bit more comfortable with the field that I have that's in front of me. So now I'm going to just see what shenanigans I can do. Got a variety of monsters, and some of them, this is what I need to learn. I need to really learn about which is the best order to do and what monsters are best to summon when. They're all fairly good monsters, but it really depends on like your own your end goal and what you want to work towards. So if you guys see me making any plays which could be done better, do let me know. I'm going to start off with 1 for 1. And I'm going to send a card which really isn't too useful on in my hand right now, and that's Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon is going to get sent to the graveyard, and now I'm going to be able to special summon one level 1 monster from my deck to the field. Now, I wasn't really sure what to go for, and Effect Veiler is really good, but it's better to have it in your hand, or unless you really need a light based tuner. So I choose Level Eater, but now watching back on this, I probably should have gone from Spore, because that was a tuner monster, and I probably didn't realize that Level Eater is not a tuner monster. It is just fodder. But now I'm going to summon Masked Chameleon, and Masked Chameleon allows me to, when normal summoned, allows me to special summon one monster with 0 defense from my graveyard to my field. It's a nice recovery card. It's a nice way to shuffle things back into your deck. But for some reason, I need to pay attention there. Did I just miss the timing? Did I choose not to activate Masking Meaning effect? Because for some reason I didn't get the effect there. I'm not really quite sure why. So unfortunately, it means I'm not going to be able to use it to bring back any of my cards from the graveyard. So I'm going to think about what I can possibly do this turn. I really do need to summon something, because if my opponent brings out something big again, like a Scrap Twin Dragon, then it's going to be game for me. I'm just reading over Masking Meaning effect, kind of wondering why did I not get the summon, even though my opponent played Bottomless Trap Hole. A little bit confused about that, but that's okay, it's not too bad. So now I'm going to use Redox, Dragon Ruler of the Boulders effect, and that is the effect which I'm going to use is one which allows you to special summon this card if you said 2 Earth monsters, or if you banish 2 Earth monsters from your hand or your graveyard. So I'm going to look at my graveyard, I'm going to get rid of the 2 copies of Maxi, banish those 2, and special summon Redox, Dragon Ruler of Boulders. Redox is a level 7 monster. The only downside with special summoning Redox like this is that at the end of my opponent's next end phase, it will be bounced back to my hand, and I'll have to summon it again. So I really want to use it for a summon if I can do so. But I'm going to need a tuner on my field. So I'm just having a look at my extra deck, trying to decide what best things I can do. It seems like the best thing I can really do is maybe to summon Genix Addy Burnman, and then return Level Eater back from my field to my hand to special summon it. But then I need to think, what can I summon with that? Best thing I can do really is go for a level 10 synchro summon, and there's only one in my deck. There are probably better level 10 synchro monsters as well, which I need to go and farm and collect, but I don't have them. Leo is really the best option I have. So I'm going to summon Genix Addy Burnman, and then I'm going to use level 3 and level 7 to synchro summon out Leo Sacred, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. And it's an okay monster. It's 3100 attack, a big beat stick for a level 10 monster, but its effect is that my opponent cannot target with any effect until main phase 2. So it should kind of protect itself, but it really depends on what kind of traps my opponent is running. So my opponents, I'm going to attack directly, hoping they have something like Dimensional Prison. But unfortunately they have Mirror Force, and Mirror Force is going to destroy all face-up monsters on my side of the field, including Leo, which kind of is sad. I did have to go through all of that just so that I could lose that monster, and it kind of tells me I really do need more back row control. I might need to run something like Decree in this deck, or more anti-trap cards, but for the time being, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to just summon that Spore, and I'm going to put down Vanity's Emptiness, and I'm going to just have to relax, and hopefully my opponent doesn't kill me in this turn. In Porknaiser's own turn, he plays Snatch Steel, and he's going to Tribute Summon probably Scrap Golem. Scrap Golem will also give him a free Tribute Summon, which might lead into another Scrap Twin Dragon. So I'm going to wait for it to activate its effect, and then I'm probably going to respond with Vanity's Emptiness to stun that for this turn. But it's kind of game. It's pretty much game here. I mean, I can't really stop his attack. Even if I negate the summon, I really can't stop his attack. He can attack directly unless he gets spooked and chooses not to attack. But yeah, activating Vanity's Emptiness isn't really going to help at all. So my opponent brings out Scrap Beast, which is a level 4 tuner as well, and he, as I thought, he decides not to synchro summon, which is good for me, but he does choose to attack directly, and unfortunately there's nothing I can do about it. So that's going to be the end of this game here, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, because there will be more of this from Porknaiser and I coming later on in the week, where we do a 2 out of 3 match, and I'll be having some footage of that. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.